In this video, we're going to talk about the top 3 vitamins that will strengthen your legs. Let's get into it. Number 1. The first vitamin that's really good for strengthening your legs is going to be vitamin D. And I'm sure you've heard about vitamin D being good for your bones. But what a lot of people don't realize is that vitamin D is actually a hormone. And so it does a lot more than just help your bones. It actually helps with so many different things in your body. So you may have heard of some of these benefits already, but vitamin D is good for your immune system, your brain function, your cardiovascular health, even your mental health. But one thing that it does that's very unique and specific is that it increases the absorption of calcium in your gut by 20 times. Now, why is that important? Because calcium is one of the main minerals that makes up your bone. So when you're absorbing food and you eat your greens and you're getting all this calcium, you need vitamin D to be able to absorb that calcium and put it into your bones. If you're deficient in vitamin D, you're not going to be able to absorb that calcium. It's going to be a waste. You're just going to be getting soft bones, and you're going to be getting weaker legs. So if you want stronger legs, vitamin D is definitely one of the key nutrients that you need. And the way that you get vitamin D is by getting your UVB rays from the sun, or you can take a supplement. A lot of people think that when they go outside and get exposure to the sun, that they're getting vitamin D, but you're only getting vitamin D if you're getting UVB rays. And most of the sun exposure that we get here in the United States is mostly UVA rays. And what's the difference? Well, UVA rays is the rays that make you tan. It is the long wavelength rays that penetrate deep into the skin, and they do a lot of damage to your DNA. And that's why you get skin cancer from UVA rays. So most of the sun exposure that we're getting here in the US is mostly UVA, which doesn't make vitamin D. So if you want to get vitamin D from the sun, you have to get the UVB rays, which are the short wavelength rays. And unfortunately, you can't really tell the difference between UVA and UVB just by looking at the sun. The only way that you can tell the difference is by using a special device called a UVB meter. And so if you're going to go out there and try to get your vitamin D from the sun, make sure you get the UVB rays. Now another thing about vitamin D is that you should be getting at least 10,000 IU of vitamin D3. Anything less than that, you're not gonna get the full effect. Number 2. Alright. The second vitamin that's really good for strengthening your legs is going to be vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 works with vitamin D to put calcium into your bones. So remember what I was saying, that vitamin D increases the absorption of calcium in your gut by 20 times? Well, vitamin K2 takes that calcium and derives it right into your bones. Without vitamin K2, you're going to have a lot of this calcium floating around in your blood. And you gonna have soft bones because it's not getting into the bone where it needs to be. So vitamin K2 is very, very important for bone health as well. And it's also good for preventing calcification of your arteries. Number 3, and the third vitamin that's really good for strengthening your legs is going to be vitamin B1. And a lot of people don't realize this, but vitamin B1 is very, very important for your cardiovascular system. In fact, you can develop a B1 deficiency just from eating too many carbs. And so if you're someone that's doing a low-carb diet like keto, you might not have a B1 deficiency. But if you're doing a high-carb diet like a vegan diet, you're probably going to be deficient in B1, and B1 is good for strengthening your heart. It's good for strengthening your nervous system. It's good for preventing arrhythmias. It's good for preventing high blood pressure. But one of the other things that B1 is really good for is preventing cramping in your calves. So if you're an athlete and you're exercising your legs a lot and you start getting these cramps in your calves, chances are you're deficient in B1. So anytime you're exercising and you're pushing yourself and you're sweating, you're going to lose a little bit of B1, and so it's important to replace that B1 after you exercise. All right, those are the 3 vitamins that are really good for strengthening your legs. Now, if you want to learn more about vitamins, comment more and don't forget to like this video, subscribe my channel, and share it with your friends and family.